Point 1. Ignite passion. Propel creative growth. Like every other young designer, Michael Janda wanted to work in an agency where he would be the star designer, dazzling clients with high-profile campaigns for the world's most recognized brands. But after a long period of search for this job of his dreams, he settled for the local Alpha Graphics copy center. Even then, it took him 4 years to become a creative director at Fox Studios, and even more years to build his creative industry. Good things take time, and they also require skills. Your finely tuned graphic design skills will get you only 15% of the way to success in your career, rather than the 90% that design schools lead you to believe. Michael Janda. Design schools spend a lot of effort in making students capable of creating a fantastic portfolio, but this is not what makes a successful creative career. Collaboration, client relations, effective communication, social skills, quick project turnaround, and business strategies are all critical components in becoming a successful graphic designer. Whether you are freelancing, working for an agency, or managing your firm, you need to acquire these skills. School is important, but it is impossible to get all the necessary knowledge and skills from one source. This summary awakens you to the secrets of success in the creative industry, debunks all the false information you have accumulated over the years, and shows how to become a unique and thriving creative professional. So, put your portfolio aside and keep reading to find out how you can change your career and, ultimately, your life. Key point 2. Go the extra mile for client loyalty. The difference between a successful designer and a mediocre one is their different interpersonal skills. Your technical skills and creative design account for only a fraction of your value to a client or an employer. To excel as a graphic designer, develop interpersonal skills, understand client needs, and exceed expectations by meeting deadlines early. For instance, Janda was able to double his income in 2 years and gained experience that built his portfolio by putting his best into a corporate website he created for a children's toy, game, and book publishing company. Besides treating your clients with respect, you should always remember to extend the same courtesy to your coworkers. One day, Janda took time to engage Thuy Tran, an intern at the organization he worked in a conversation about her education and job. Years later, she was responsible for bringing in over $1 million of business to his company. When Janda asked her why she was so kind to him, she explained that it was because of his niceness many years ago. Improve interactions by smiling, expressing gratitude, using names, engaging in daily conversations with strangers, performing kind acts, and being authentic. Kindness is an investment that keeps yielding returns. The real world does not tolerate dramatic responses to problems. In your dealings with chaos in the workplace, take a break when you feel like being dramatic, or have someone else proofread your work or emails. Also, try not to vent to a client. Instead, let off steam by talking to a trusted coworker. Key point 3. Turn criticism into growth. In design, differentiate between work critique and personal critique to enhance skills and adaptability. Sometimes, these critics become part of the stable connections that you can fall back on in the future. Positive and lasting relationships can greatly help your business. As a designer, you need others to refer you for projects or send clients to you directly. To build these kinds of relationships, you have to get involved in as many business circles as reasonable for your time and location, be active on social media, and work on forging relationships with business contacts even when you are in non-business settings. Positivity leads to more positivity, while negativity fosters more negativity. In the design industry, it is not uncommon for people to get frustrated easily due to the constant stress that's typical of deadlines and never-ending critiques. The biggest cause of the spread of negativity is complaining. Habitual complaining highlights problems without solving them. Instead of complaining, try to stay positive amidst the frustrations of your job. Instead of complaining, address negative thoughts by acting swiftly, especially under tight deadlines. Always filter the feedback that you receive from others. Choose only the positives. Actively work to resolve situations causing problems, rather than complaining to your coworkers. Proactively seek solutions to the issues that surround you. Key point 4. Take a break. tackle tasks with fresh focus. Everyone has a stress bucket that fills and empties as you go through the day. Manage stress daily to prevent overload, especially in high-pressure work environments. Some tips can help you manage stress effectively. Take a break when you feel overwhelmed. You can go for a short walk or simply take deep breaths. Maintain a tidy workspace and manage emails efficiently to reduce stress. Ease the pressure of an upcoming task by getting started on it. Start with simple tasks and lighten your load. Write down every task you have to complete, as this reveals the exact things you need to do. The organization also helps to relieve some of your burdens. Keep tabs of how you spend and receive money. The bulk of your stress often comes from financial issues. Hence, you must keep your finances in check. Send your clients emails that show how much you appreciate them. Their replies can lighten your mood and make you happier. Exercise regularly, eat a balanced diet, and get adequate sleep. The truth is that as much as you try to avoid stress, some days things will not go according to plan. Bad things can happen to good people, no matter how talented and filled with integrity they are. Although you cannot do anything to prevent the inevitable occurrences, you can control how you react to them. Pay attention to how you respond to a situation and ensure that you're learning, seeking to help others, and taking proactive steps needed to solve the problem. Key point 5. Opportunities require you to be prepared for when they arise. The graphic design industry is a service-based one, and whether you are born with an attitude of service or learn it along the way, you must know how to serve others. If you intend to become a leader someday, you must prepare yourself for this by getting enough education in the subject area. Continuously seek knowledge to advance in your career. You can also ask for help from professionals or senior colleagues in your field. It is also essential that you take the time to improve your public speaking and presentation skills. These will help you sell more pitches and land even more clients as you venture through life as a graphic designer. When you are in a meeting, ensure you contribute your ideas to the issue at hand. But you can only intelligently contribute when you have prepared beforehand. An excellent way to prepare is always to do some research before the meeting. Have writing materials ready, jot down and ask intelligent questions. Compliment another attendee, and share an opinion. Michael Janda landed his first job as a pre-press coordinator at Alpha Graphics and learned everything he could about the design industry. These skills equipped him enough to work as a creative director in so many companies, including Fox Studios. This goes to show that the effort you put into learning new skills will help you get to the height of success that you desire. Look around your workplace and see how you can help out or learn skills that will help you work better. When you begin to help out more at work, you are proving your worth and showing your boss that you are ready to handle more responsibility. As a graphic designer, be ready to fill informational gaps and polish skills beyond your primary area to achieve excellence. Key point 6. Your design should always center around the client's needs. In graphic design, you have to be concerned about the details. Every single component of a design must be critiqued and every mistake fixed. Use computer software to perfect your designs and proofread your work as much as possible. Consider layouts, typography, and color usage, and try to improve the general outlook of your work. Embrace every opportunity to critique your work and others, because you get better at it with more practice. No matter how beautiful your design is, your client won't be able to get past a mistake that you've allowed to slip through. For instance, if a client keeps requesting the same change in your work, they leave unsatisfied and frustrated. The same thing happens when you don't communicate effectively or allow typographical errors in your work. Every project is a new opportunity to design a masterpiece, so you must push yourself to be better every time. Listen to your client always and see how you can turn their idea into something magnificent. Despite your goal to create the best design, the reality is that often, you must make the best design that your client is comfortable with, even if you are not particularly pleased with it. Another common mistake that many graphic designers make is that they do what they are told without exercising their creativity. If you do this, your design abilities will never progress as much as you want. When a client asks for a specific design, create that version, but also prepare another one. That is your better idea. This way, you're giving your client options. Always read the copy a client sends and try to make corrections before you submit finally. Ask yourself how you can make it better and refuse the idea that the client's suggestion is the best and only one. There are always difficult clients, and the only way to win them over is to practice the shock and awe principle. This principle demands that you overwhelm them with spectacular designs that impress them. By showing that you understand your client's needs and industry, you build confidence in your brand. Your timeliness and brilliance in execution also allow you to stay in control of the project. Key point 7. Perfect the details, prevent project flops. In graphic design, presentation is critical. If you design the most amazing thing but present it badly, you might miss an opportunity to display it properly. Face-to-face meetings are the easiest way to show your designs. They allow you the chance to put them in a frame or plaque. Try not to email a layout, because this way you have no control over how it is displayed before your client. Instead, put your designs in an environment that you can control. Create a website to showcase your designs. Send the client a link to this website whenever you make a change in the design. This ensures that you are in control of your work. Use Photoshop to make your designs look better and take the time to look at every tiny detail. Suggestions generated at critique meetings should always be prioritized, and improvements should always be welcome because there is always room for more corrections. If you discover that you're going to miss a deadline because of a mistake that you notice at the last minute, ensure that you inform your client of the new development so that you satisfy the deadline and provide the best design possible. Sometimes, you might have to create designs even when you don't have complete assets from the client. This requires that you use some elements for placement only FPO. It is your job to ensure that these FPOs do not make it to the final production stage. These tips prevent FPO elements from ruining your designs. Use an actual copy or image from their previous materials even when the client has not provided you with content. Use lorem ipsum, a placeholder text used in publishing and graphic design. Use materials that are appropriate for the brand. You can also use a gray box labeled FPO for placement only. Always assume that whatever you are designing will somehow end up in your client's hands. Choose your placeholder elements carefully to avoid problems in the later stages of production. Avoid mistakes such as leaving 2 spaces after a full stop. This leaves gaps in your design. Before you start a new sentence, ensure there is only 1 space after the full stop. Key point 8. Collaborate for comprehensive project success. If you want to work faster, you need to save time as you perform your daily tasks. Learn keyboard shortcuts, organize tasks into batches, take breaks regularly, and declutter your desk. Before you begin a project, select the right team, come up with ideas on how to handle the project, and share tasks to everyone. If you feel you won't meet up with a deadline, inform other members of your team, inform your client, and realign expectations. Ensure everyone understands the new milestones and rebuilds the relationship by turning work in before the new deadline. After each project is complete, dissect each step you took and analyze what you did right or wrong. Make the review as comprehensive as possible so that it can be easily understood and implemented in the next project. In the time-sensitive graphic design field, outsource work when possible. Some steps can help your organization to achieve high-quality work and can be implemented in a manner that works best for you. After a project begins, the art director has a meeting with the design team to discuss the project's details. Before this meeting, the design team performs research, and each member brings the proposed designs to the meeting. Another meeting for brainstorming should be allowed. Design thumbnails should be created for internal review. Designers and non-designers also have to meet to review and discuss the selected design before submission. The design should be submitted for internal approval before the client receives it. When you have a team, you may need to list all your goals on a dry erase board so that other team members can see and decide which tasks they want to take on. In this digital age, you can use project management tools available online. All you need to do is to select the one that suits you and your organization. Delegate tasks to maintain team efficiency and reduce stress. Design is not the first step to a project. A careful, organized detail-gathering phase is always the first one. Janda. To avoid overworking your team, Always have a list of freelancers whose expertise aligns with what you need. Anytime you feel that your company is about to get overwhelmed with work, reach out to them and sign short-term contracts for them to work for you. If you are a freelancer, you could email organizations asking that they consider adding you to their list of short-term freelancers. Key point 9. Your clients want to feel secure and completely trust in your abilities. As a designer, there are a lot of instances where you have to communicate with your client. Whenever you do so, steer clear of the words I, my, and mine. Instead, make them feel more secure by using pronouns such as we and our. This gives them the impression that a team is handling their project and they feel more secure in this knowledge. Other members of your team will also get the feeling that you recognize their efforts and intensify it. So, for instance, instead of saying, I should finish her design changes today, say, we are close to wrapping up the project. Smooth communication processes prevent misinformation and confusion. Carefully evaluate your email processes to ensure that you are providing appropriate information and ensure that your employees do the same. Also, ensure that you always reply quickly to email correspondence because when you do, clients feel that you are accessible. Show clients you value them and their projects. Reading mails early also prevents them from stacking up and causing stress later. If you can handle a client's project immediately, then don't procrastinate. If you think it will take a longer time, still send a mail to let them know. No matter the problem, always take time to keep your clients up to date on all projects. Sometimes you'll notice that some messages you send to clients are routine ones that you can create a template for. Go ahead and make templates for them. This saves you time and energy that you can spend on other parts of the project. Also note that for communication to be seamless, send your deliveries in the morning if you are working from a different time zone from your client. This prevents you from missing deadlines and keeps the pressure off your team. Key point 10. Push limits. Discover new opportunities. If you want to be successful as a freelancer or agency owner, you have to find a way to keep bringing in clients. To attract ongoing clients as a freelancer or agency owner, prioritize current clients and tactfully seek new opportunities without seeming desperate. At the start of a project, ensure that you get a clear picture of your client's wants, and then proceed to give them the best service. As much as possible, resist the urge to keep going back to your clients for an explanation. The more you keep going back to them, the more homework you are giving them. They hired you to do the job, and so, the more you do it without their assistance, the easier you'll make their life. Educate clients with basic knowledge about the graphic design process. Explain every detail to them in simple terms. Ensure that you do not come out with hidden charges or surprises that can destroy your relationship with your client. Key point 11. Learn from your losses and ensure they do not happen again. No matter the career path you choose, you can make a lot of money if you are genuinely passionate about what you do. When you have passion, you work hard at it, and it won't even seem like work. Educating yourself in your chosen profession is a lifelong commitment that pushes you to be the best in your field. People pay for value, and once you make yourself valuable, they will gladly pay for your services. Graphic design offers chances to proactively meet client needs without over-questioning. For instance, if your client comes to your office and spends a lot of time discussing with you, and you notice their voice is hoarse, offer them water instead of asking if they need water. Always take the initiative by anticipating your client's needs and proactively satisfying them. This will raise your value in your client's eyes. Sometimes, after submitting a lot of proposals and doing all the right things, you may still get negative or no feedback. This can be discouraging, especially when you have put in so much work. The reason why your proposals keep getting rejected could be one of these. Price. Many times, clients make their choice entirely based on price. Be sure to be within your client's budget so that this does not pose an issue for you. Confidence. The client may simply believe someone else is more equipped for the job. This could be based on your company size or even a gut feeling. Relationship. You can lose a project if you do not have a good relationship with the client. The client almost always chooses the person they have the best relationship with. Interest level. To land a job, you must show genuine excitement and passion for it. clients can always spot sincere passion. An excellent way to improve your chances of getting selected in the future is by asking the client for feedback. Key point 12. Successful businesses grow in healthy environments. Every business thrives on structure. Structure proves that you are reliable, passionate, and will be able to give all it takes. The pricing structure is one of the many structures that you need in various areas of your business. Fixed bid. This is a set scope of work for a fixed price. You inform the client of what you intend to do and exactly what it costs. The disadvantage of this pricing is that if the project ends up taking more time than you expected, you could lose profit. Use it when the client knows what they want and how much they are comfortable spending. Hourly rates. This involves you tracking your hours spent on a project and billing your client accordingly. Even though you rarely lose money on a project using the method, the disadvantage is that even if you do something with a high value in 1 hour, your client pays for just an hour. This rate is best used when you need to maintain a project. Retainer. Here, you receive guaranteed monthly billings, and this gives you cash flow. But it can reduce your profit margin and does not include the price for value. It is advisable to use a retainer when the client has a lot of projects, but is unsure of the details. Dedicated resources. Allocate specific employees to a client for a set period in this pricing model. The more time you work, the lower the pay. This method is suitable for long-term engagements. Clearly define your services to prevent selling yourself short or pricing way above market value. You should always carefully select the pricing structure that suits a particular project to avoid future problems. Key point 13. Price right. Protect legally. Smart business. As your company grows, you need to learn the importance of understanding costs. A great way to know your cost is to calculate your burn rate. Your burn rate is the rate at which your company utilizes funds. In order not to bid blindly, always see the price range of the client before you send an invoice. Annual overhead cost divided by annual production hours equals burn rate. Your total overhead cost refers to all your expenses. Your annual production hours refer to your number of work hours. Be fair about determining your profit margin, then add it to your burn rate and charge your clients accordingly. For instance, if your burn rate is $50 and you want a profit of 50%, you will charge your clients 75% per hour. 50% of $50 is $25. As you send invoices to clients, be careful of breaking your pricing down this way. Logo design is $800. Business card design is $400. Letterhead design is $400. Envelope design is $400. Total is $2,000. This kind of pricing strategy only makes it easier for a client to eliminate one item, leaving you with a lesser amount. Send your client a lump sum instead. Logo, business card, letterhead, and envelope design, $2,000. Or you can also detail the services the client is going to get. Project management is $300. Design is $1,000. Production is $700. Total is $2,000. Itemize pricing for clarity, with adjustments requiring a revised estimate. It is also essential that you always contact a lawyer when a client does not agree to abide by the Code of Fair Practice published by the Joint Ethics Committee for the Graphic Communications Industry. Ensure you have a copy of the Graphic Artists Guild Handbook, Pricing, and Ethical Guidelines. This will broaden your knowledge of contracts and ensure you are knowledgeable enough not to be cheated on by a malicious client. Key point 14. Running solo. A business journey of bravery and perseverance. Managing cash flow is crucial in business. When clients pay late, it affects you. Consider adding a line in your email that tells your client to confirm receipt so you can track it on your accounting system. If they do not confirm receipt, send another email asking them to do so. Should they not respond, a phone call may be necessary. Successfully receiving timely payments often involves diligently following up on invoices. To safeguard against losing vital documents, consistently back up your work daily. Numerous data backup methods are available, with the internet simplifying this process. Exploring online can uncover various backup options to choose from. A proper mix of these factors is key to thriving as a freelancer and expanding your agency. Money in the bank. Insufficient cash flow often leads to the downfall of many freelancers. It's important to maintain adequate financial reserves to withstand payment delays. A long-term client. It could prove difficult to get clients in the beginning. Having a client who regularly gives you contracts can be very beneficial to your business. Contacts. You need to know a lot of people so they can give you work. A marketing plan. Have a strategy for selling your skills to others. You can advertise online or in magazines. You need to put yourself out there. Fallback options. Always maintain good relationships with your former bosses and colleagues. This gives you options in case things don't work out as expected. Professionals. You need a banker, accountant, financial advisor, and insurance agent so you don't make wrong decisions. Industry relationships. You also need a mentor in relationships with others in your industry. As a new freelancer, brace yourself financially for 3 busy months before you decide to give up or let employees go. Starting on your own requires a firm belief in yourself. Without this, nothing else will help. Trust your abilities and be open to acquiring knowledge as you go. In the long run, you'll be better off for it. Did you know Michael Janda started his freelance career in 2002? Conclusion. Everyone can be successful when they try, but not everyone tries. Do not let your portfolio prevent you from trying to be successful. Every step that you take leads to one result at the end of the day, and whatever it is, the quality of your decisions will determine. As a creative designer, you need to always be ready to produce the best work possible. Opportunities are fleeting and may never come the same way twice. So ensure that whatever design you send out represents your best efforts. When you do fantastic work for your clients, they will have no problems with referring you to other clients and will always use your services. This way, you are assured of a stable source of income and career growth. Throughout life, things change: opinions, principles, and methods. You have to change as well. Your previous knowledge may not be applicable and could even hinder your progress. This means you need to learn new steps all over. The process may be slow, but in the end, it is worth all the effort you put into it. While it is not a crime to have an amazing portfolio and education from the best design schools, some things can only be learned through real-life experiences. Many people learn the hard way, after so many failures and disappointments. You can avoid this by utilizing the tips highlighted in this summary. Try this. Create a list of new skills that are relevant to your job and begin learning them. Also, improve your relationship with your clients by sending appreciation emails to them.